to infinity and beyond.
Roger and James here from DisKingdom, and in this episode we're going to be talking about the new Defenders event, also Elektra, and the Hell's Kitchen loot boxes that have all come into the game. Obviously to tie in with the Marvel series, which if you haven't done so, check that series out. Great, really enjoyed it, and I like the fact that it was only half the size of the other ones, but nevertheless. So we got a new playable character in Elektra, which is pretty much, well, I mean, it is identical to the PC version that came out last year. This like slow drip feed of bringing in characters. As part of that as well, we have a new Hell's Kitchen loot box, which includes different costumes. So we've got like a maskless Daredevil. You've also got the Daredevil from the TV series. His outfits in there. Iron Fist with just his pajama shorts on. Elektra in a couple of different outfits. Punisher, his outfits in the box as well. Luke Cage has got a couple of different costumes in there, like a hooded one with machine gun hose. So there's a few different costumes. You've also got loads of relics, and you've got lots of essence and other bits and pieces. I did pick up a few. I did unlock a couple, one or two of the characters. Got a load of stuff I've got no idea what to use it with, as per usual. But yeah, it's definitely cool. They seem to be like doing this, these different kind of loot boxes. You know, we only had the Mighty Woman one last month, which is still around now. I think it's nice having a few different options. This is working very well for them. Apparently, financially, it's working very well. I'm still not so keen on it. However, there is a major advantage to this one, because you could earn the Hell's Kitchen boxes by taking part in an event where it's a Defenders event. You have to kill 200 hand enemies, and then you have to defeat 25 like elite enemies from the hand. So the best option for that is literally go into story mode 3, go into the hand tower, plow through that whole bit, beat Elektra, and then usually you have to drop into somewhere else and just find a few you want. That's what I was finding. I did a live stream. Unfortunately, I had Elektra on level 3. Went into a story 3 things, and I was getting whooped. That was no good at all. So I've been playing the last couple of nights as Iron Man, doing that, and then continuing on with the story mode. It's a lot easier with a leveled up character. I mean, I did it last night in about 15-20 minutes. Plowed through, got a few loot boxes. It's actually kind of, and I think this is a very good option. I think this is going to bring the grind aspect of getting people that want these boxes for free and want stuff. If you can earn one a day or in an event, it changes how these loot boxes run. And I think that's a very good move. I think that's a really good way of. I mean, if they put enough stuff in there and stuff, there was a really odd bit that really did get me. Is you had to find Missy Knight with a robot hand, and you then had to go into the PlayStation Store, download a ticket, and download something, and then that you had to go back to find Missy Knight, and she was like, "Oh well, you know, we need to make sure your paperwork's in order, and then you can take part in the event." So it's like a really weird thing of like, why did I have to download something from the PlayStation Store? This might be a way that they've got that they're going to have to do events. They didn't do it with the Spider-Man Daily Bugle or the Daily thing, but I was like, okay, this is like, it almost felt like the first one of the first few events that we've seen on the console version.
Yeah, although I'd kind of be hard pressed to call it an event if all you're really doing is doing one mission to go and find a loot box, and then they add stuff. But in fairness, that's more than they did for when Iron Fist came out on Netflix, which was literally, here's a discount on Iron Fist characters and costumes. Like, gee, thanks. Yeah, I haven't played this event at all. Every time I boot up the console version of Marvel Heroes, the inventory drives me absolutely bonkers. And just like, this is terrible inventory, and it's so restrictive. But
go in, delete.
Yeah, trash that.
It's like the one that gets me, the delivery notes. Why do we have to have the delivery notes? Are they going to destroy them or sell them? There's no point in having them. They just take up all this space.
They're just a relic from the PC version, and they didn't make sense in the PC version either. So
no, it's the one issue. But I think because I'm so in tune with, because I always played the game over the controller even when I was on PC. To me, that it's quite normal to do it. I find it very much more because I'm just jump in, jump out, press the buttons, and got the mechanism there. I am fully in on console now. I mean, I've deleted it off my PC. That's how I won't even touch it now because I like playing it on PlayStation.
In fairness, I've deleted it off my PC and my PlayStation. I'm pretty much done with the game. It's not really their fault. I've been playing it for so many years now and if they're not going to bring true new content to the game, then I don't have any reason to play it. It's cool for people who never had a chance to play PC that they're trickling out the content. Elektra was a fun character, but I mean, I think we're getting Carnage. And I need real new stuff. And this Defenders event, again, is another one. All those costumes that you mentioned, I think other than maybe like the Luke Cage hoodie with the bullet holes, are, again, re-releases from the PC version. So I know all about them. I do have issues with not being able to buy them directly, but this is something that they've already implemented. This isn't a new change or anything.
No.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think coming at it, I dabbled with the PC version, but I found it very... I don't like playing games on my PC, so and I've been like that since I was at college. I prefer playing on console on the big screen, like last night. Put a podcast on, grind through, and that's that fun part. Just relaxing and that's where I'm now coming into this game of. This is what I can now do a lot easier, and I think there's a lot of console players that are getting in on this that are experiencing it for the first time. So when a new character drops, it's the first time you've played it. I mean, it definitely feels like the console version has picked up a lot of steam. It's picking up a lot of momentum. It is, a lot of people are talking about it. It is a very strong game. Listening to like Greg Miller talk about it, and you've got a lot of big people like talking about how they enjoy playing it on the consoles, and they just were not playing it on PC. Now, obviously, if you're a PC player, there's nothing yet to make you want to play it. I mean, I think really this whole year is about getting this game on the console. Anything that they're working on for new content, everything just got put on hold while they sorted out the console versions. Yeah,
I mean, and that was something that we knew about in advance. It's not like it's a surprise that the PC version is getting relegated to second-class status at the moment, which is unfortunate. And honestly, if they hadn't gutted the crafting system and gutted the inventory system in a way that is clearly designed from bottom to top to force you to spend money, I'd probably be perfectly fine with just going through it all on the console game. But it is such a chore constantly running out of inventory space, especially if you pick up the crafting materials, and the crafting system just makes no sense at all.
No, I mean, I between the console and the PC version, I've I don't know, 20, 30, 40 hours. I know that's a drop in the ocean to when he's I think Tony Bing's 4,000 hours or something. But all that aspect and all these things, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense, and it just, you're collecting all this stuff and I might need it for later, but I don't know why. All it is about getting your character leveled up, playing the story, and getting new costumes. That's what I think, to me, is what most casual players are going to be interested in. When you get those loot boxes, it's the costumes and the characters. That is what is the main prize for most people. Some people might be like, oh, I want all the flourishes and all the boosts and stuff. But I do feel like that is a thing. I don't know. It's definitely I found like this Defenders event has got me playing more than I remember jumping back in with the Spider-Man one. But it's fun. I enjoy playing through it all. Can't wait, like you say, we start getting more proper new content. And I do think as the year goes on and as we go into next year, the new content is going to be coming to PC and console at the same time. And that's when it's going to really start kicking up. I really think 2018 is when the new content is going to start hitting.
I mean, they still have so many characters to get through on the PC, on the console version that are out on the PC version. I mean, we'll get trickles. Like the Homecoming terminal was brand new.
Yeah.
And they actually put some decent amount of work into that.
There is going to be something coming for Ragnarok. I think that's the next.
Right.
one.
There's going to be something else for Ragnarok. So they are producing new content, and there will be, I think, that same trickle going into 2018. But if you're looking for end game raids or more group content, it could be 2019 before we get anything significant. And I'm at this point just not willing to invest any more time into it. But that said, for all the people who are just getting into this for the first time on the consoles, enjoy. There's a lot in the pipeline for you guys.
That's
a lot of fun.
I'd definitely say it's the thing as well. If you have never played on the PC version and you are, just jump in. It's free to play. You'll get a free character. I don't know if Daredevil's still free. Play it through, get some shards, get some extra characters. The Eternity Splinters are dropping. You don't have to buy these characters. I mean, this whole thing now of having I do think having a pack where you get the pack, where you get the character, where you get a couple of costumes, where you get some loot boxes, you get some points and G's or whatever it is, I think, as well, and it's exclusive to that for 30 days before you can. I think that's not a. I don't think that's a. I think that's makes business sense. I mean, you don't want to be using free splinters to be buying new characters. They need to make money to pay for it. At the end of the day, this is not a $70-$80 purchase. You're going to probably end up spending more than that eventually if you like it, but. If you get one character, play it through to level 60, play through the story mode and go, that's it, I'll just come back for special events. Do it. It's great fun. And I think that's easily a thing. I like to say, the Defenders event is, it's not amazing. It's not amazing.
It's not really an event.
Well, it's not really, like you say, it's no new content. It's nothing amazing there. But at the same time, maybe if you're doing this for a couple of weeks of doing the raids on the hand and getting these loot boxes, is at least giving you a different objective.
Right, and you alluded to this earlier though as well. If they're willing to put more ways into the game for you to get loot boxes for free, or with a little bit of effort and work, then I'm 100% behind that.
Yeah.
Because right now, gaming in general is trying to figure out how loot boxes are going to work moving forward. Overwatch had a big hand in this, as they made loot boxes just something that everyone's aware of. And the new Shadow of War, the Lord of the Rings game, is going to have loot boxes in a single player game, which doesn't even remotely make sense. But as long as there is a way in game to get these loot boxes for free or a marginal amount of effort, I have zero problem with it whatsoever. But if they are blatantly a cash grab, which it looked like they were originally going to be in Marvel Heroes, other than a couple of freebies for level into 60 or whatever, that's a problem, because that's very anti-consumer. But if they're going to do these events, if the Defenders is just the start of a wave of, hey, go and beat up 200 anti-mutant guys in the Sentinel camp or whatever, and get a loot box, then cool. That's a good way of doing it.
I mean, I think we're going to see a lot more of this, because I think this will be popular. I think this will be, and they need to get people playing the game, because as much as they need to make money, if the players aren't getting involved, and console players, I think, are going to be a little bit more, what's out this week? That's what's happening. They're a lot quicker at jumping onto the next thing than PC players, I think, and. I mean, obviously, going to have a lot of people that if you haven't got a lot of money and stuff for games, is a good option. But new game comes out this week. Console players tend to jump.
Yeah, and we are going right now into the holiday season, when you got Assassin's Creed games, Call of Duty, Battlefront,
Mario,
multiple Mario games. Yeah. This is not the time of year to be like, oh yeah, don't bother logging in, nothing going on at the moment, because that's how your game gets forgotten.
I must admit, I've kind of decided, it's like, right, we got a couple of weeks now to Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't know when. I think Cuphead is a little bit later in September as well. It's like, right, I'm gonna play Marvel Heroes for a week or so, kind of really kind of get through the main story, level up a few characters, just. Really kind of getting and use this time now, but in the lull, I cancelled my Warbits order and just no, I'm gonna just do some Marvel Heroes, and so generally as a whole, good. I enjoyed it. I think it's definitely worth checking out. I'll be, like I said, it's just I think it's a lot better mode, a way of how they've done it compared to some of the previous events which I've seen.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it. We'll see where they go with events in the future, because there are other events in the PC version that they need to port in, which are far more fully fleshed out. The PC version, of course, there are basically weekly events at this point. You know, you've got the Omega hunts, you've got the armor collection, you've armor, of course, being a subset of shield, stuff like that. And once they get those in to the game and have this current built-in come back and play every day aspect, you know, that appeals to a lot of gamers, that you have to log in to get your daily reward. We're wired for it for some reason.
Yeah, but no, I think it's all coming over. I think they're being smart in making sure the game's fully functional, and also when they do bring in these things in, it's almost like it's another reboot of the game to get people in. But love to know your thoughts on the game. Comment below, get in touch with us at DisGaming. Also, just a quick reminder, we do giveaways as well over at disgaming.com/giveaway. James, where can they find you?
Heroiclegacy.com.
And on that note, guys, thank you very much for watching. See you guys soon. Later.